maybe I should do a video tier ranking every Taylor Swift song. I did the Ariana Grande version on my Patreon, so if you want to see a Taylor Swift version, let me know. Because, like, how do you expect me to pick just one song? Are you kidding? Okay. Rach A. Error asked, what is your favorite ASMR trigger? Trigger. 100% it has to be close whispers, or like inaudible whispers even. I love like semi-intelligible, like where you can kind of pick up things here and there, but some things are a little bit more, you know, just whispers, like unintentional mouth sound whispers. Always my favorite. I'm not like a huge like tapping, fabric scratching, like trigger gal. My favorite ASMR is just ASMR with really good whispers. So yes. Jan T asked, how is life after graduating from college? It seems impossible to imagine for myself. Honestly, I have never been happier. I would say probably since like childhood, you know, because can you really beat like childhood joy? But I have never been happier. Like, I'm truly thriving, finishing. For those of you that don't know, I did graduate this past May, with my bachelor's degree in psychology and creative writing. So, yeah, but I have been loving it. Thankfully for me, graduating was kind of an easier transition because I was already doing my job that I'm doing. Like, I'm not using my degree for anything at the moment. I'm just doing content creation full time, so YouTube, Twitch, all that. So I was already doing that while I was in school, so it basically just like lifted a weight off my shoulders once I was done. So the transition was fairly easy for me, but I mean, my boyfriend graduated and then got a job, and I know a lot of people who did the same thing, and they're also very, very happy. So I wouldn't even be scared. I would just be excited because the amount of free time and life that opens up after you graduate is wonderful, wonderful. I have done more things like for my own fun and entertainment and joy these past 4 months than I have done the past 4 years combined. So yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. I do not miss school at all. But for those of you that are going back to school right around now, I wish you luck. You're gonna kill it this semester, and don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Okay. This question is from dear_Luna. Would you want to be a mother someday? Do I want kids? Right now, I don't see myself having kids anytime soon. But I think also, even furthermore than that, this is something that I think kind of changes and ebbs and flows as I grow up. But not anytime soon do I see myself wanting kids. Definitely not. But after the Roe v. Wade decision and COVID and just all the big life changes and world changes that have been going on lately, I've really been reflecting, me and Josh especially, and I don't really feel comfortable bringing a child into the world in the state that it's in. I know a lot of people talk about like climate change and just the future of everything, and one of the biggest things that we can do as individuals, because obviously a lot of major issues, whether it's politically, in the climate, in the government, whatever, is done by like huge corporations and be amazing parents. I know, like, I think about how much I love my cats, and we love our cats like they're our children. And the love and care and just immense, like, I can't even explain how much I love my cat, so I can't even imagine what that would be like with a child. So I think if I ever get the opportunity to be so lucky and blessed, Josh and I would love to adopt. So that's kind of the route that we're thinking, is adoption, whether that's 1 or 2 kids. I don't think we've ever thought about having more than that. But yeah, at this point, I don't think physically having a kid, getting pregnant, and that would be the route for me. But I'm totally open to looking into adoption later in life. I just know it's very expensive and a very long and strenuous process. So what will be, but that's kind of where I'm at right now, at least. Okay. Jacob Grande X asked, what is one of your icks? Okay, well, I'm gonna say two of my icks. First one, and these are for men. I would say that this first one is primarily for men because I am bisexual, so I am interested in any gender, doesn't matter to me. But for men, I do not like blonde guys. Like, physically attractiveness, like, my preference is just always darker hair. So that's like an ick of mine for dating men. If it was like a woman, or, you know, maybe someone that's like non-binary, it doesn't really matter to me. I think blonde women are so gorgeous and stunning, but something about blonde men just gives me an ick. I don't know. Second, and this goes for anybody that I would potentially talk to or date or whatever, if you are not, like, passionate about the state of the world, and you don't, like, have compassion or want to do better for others, whether that's recycling or voting or, you know, like, speaking up against things that you believe in. I hate, like, an ick for me is people that are like, oh, I don't, like, watch the news, or, like, I don't vote, or I don't really, like, care about politics or whatever's going on. Like, that's an ick for me, because that's something that I feel like I'm quite passionate about. So Davina Dor asked, if you could time travel, would you go to the past or the future? 100,000,000% I would go to the past. I would absolutely adore. They're a fan page of me on Instagram, and they make the cutest edits. So go follow Kiss for Haley. But she asked, "What is your favorite ASMR video that you've made?" I would say recently my Love Island roleplay is definitely my favorite because that was just something that came to me, an idea that I randomly had, and I was really inspired to make. And I loved creating it, like editing the intro and everything. It was so fun, and yeah, I knew that it was going to be a good video. When I started making it, I had a blast. Overall, I really love the video that I did with my boyfriend Josh. We did drunk ASMR together. That video was hilarious to film and edit. And my Among Us and Sims role plays, I think, were always really, really fun to do, and those were my most popular, so it's kind of understandable that you guys liked them so much. But yeah, I love a good, like, fun, niche roleplay. Those are always my favorite to, like, fully create and edit and conceptualize, so. I Won't Erotic said, "Who are your current top 3 Spotify artists?" Let me see, let me open Spotify and view my profile. Right now, it says my most recently played artists on Spotify are Beyonce, her new album, Renaissance. Like, unreal. Harry Styles, I've been obsessed with Harry's House as well. And Kendrick Lamar. I just saw Kendrick Lamar in concert about 2 days ago. It was the second time I've seen him live, and he is just, like, legendary, amazing. And again, he has a new album, so I've been listening to a lot of people's newer releases lately, so yes. Miguel Ogana asked, "What is your favorite Ariana Grande song?" And again, it's very hard for me to pick just one, but I really, really, really love Pete Davidson off of Sweetener. I love that song. I love Rem. I love Positions, the single. Like, that song is iconic. I never, like, can't not listen. If it comes on, I can't skip it. Greedy from Dangerous Woman is legendary. Underscore Sam Sawyer asked, "Would you ever get a dog?" Never say never. I grew up having both cats and dogs throughout my childhood, so I like both, but I've always just been a cat person because they're a lot less maintenance and they're more independent, and I just feel like a spiritual connection to cats. Like, I don't know if past lives are real or whatever, but if they are, I feel like I was a cat in my past life because I just feel connected to cats on, like, a spiritual level. But I do like dogs. it's something that I just am, and I always have been, I think, and it's never really been like questioned or yeah, I never felt the need to like fully come out and like make a gesture out of it. Not that I don't think it's absolutely beautiful and stunning for people that do that. Whatever your sexual identity or your sexuality is, if you want to come out, if you don't want to come out, it's totally a personal choice. And for me, I just knew like it's not going to be as big of a deal. My family's super accepting, and I just kind of let it roll. I think everyone knows by now that I'm bisexual, but there wasn't like a moment or a day where I just came out. I kind of just told everybody individually, like throughout life, very casually. But yeah. Dina.0x asked, how old are you and when is your birthday? I am 22. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. And my birthday is March 9th, 2000, making me a Pisces. So, yes. Abby Castillo asked, who is your favorite Love Island UK boy and girl of all time? Okay. This is a question that I love. My favorite Love Island girl. Ooh. I'm gonna give you three, my top three. Ekin Su from the recent season, iconic lover, Mora, and Molly May. Those are probably my top three. And for the men, I really liked Jack Fowler. I really liked Jack Fowler. I thought he was so attractive and like just funny. And I really liked Ovi. I feel like everyone loves Ovi. He was just iconic, legendary. And Alex, is that his name? Alex Bowen. I love them together. Alex is, yeah, love them. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. What was your favorite and least favorite book that you read in August? So, August was a really good reading month for me because I went on vacation and then I did a 24-hour readathon, which is gonna, like, I vlogged it, and that's gonna go live on my vlog channel, link in the description box below. So I got a lot of reading done. I would say that my favorite book that I read this month, it's a tie because they were both 5 stars. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Oh my god, this book is buttery and warm and perfect. If you know, you know. So good. Such a good romance novel. And then The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. This is like a LGBT, like, coming of age story, but it's written as one long poem, and it was gorgeous. It made me cry like a baby. Loved it. So yeah, those are my favorites. My least favorite my least favorite book that I read this month was unfortunately Pride and Premeditation by Terza Price, I believe is the author. The book itself wasn't bad. It wasn't poorly written. It was my fault. I picked it up thinking it was a modern murder mystery spin retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but it was not modern. It was set in a traditional time period, and I just don't think historical fiction and historical romance, at least set during that time, is for me. I would have rather just read Pride and Prejudice, like the original, because I just don't really love books where it's like women just wanting to be treated like a human being. Like, the main girl in it, she really wants to be a lawyer, and her father like owns a law firm, but he won't hire her because she's a woman, obviously. And so it's her just trying to prove herself the entire time, and then the romance chemistry was fun, but I just found myself dreading getting through it. So, a few people have asked if I would ever go back to blonde, and I'm sure I'll go back to blonde at some point in my life. I like to change my hair frequently, but as of right now, I'm liking the dark just because it's cheaper and easier to maintain. If I go blonde, my hair grows really fast, so my like darker roots just grow so quick, and then I have to keep up with it. It's more expensive, so. But yeah, I'm sure I'll go blonde again at some point. I just don't know when. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Friend Zone asked, do you have set times and days that you film? No, I do not. There are times and days during the week that I prefer. Like, I prefer to film on weekdays during the day because that is when my boyfriend Josh is working. Because we both work from home, so if he's not working, then he's just here, and he doesn't mind if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna film a video, like, can you be quiet, or, but I feel bad. But when he's working, he's in the room, and it's quiet already, so it's just, like, optimal for me to film then. But then again, it's louder during the day, so honestly, no, I don't have set times and days because there's pros and cons with every time. The only thing I have set times and days for is when I stream on Twitch. Right now, my schedule for Twitch is every Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. PST and Thursdays at 6 p.m. PST. So, but other than that, I don't. I just film whenever. I do like to film on stream days because I'll have my makeup and hair done anyway, but yeah, it is totally random. Maids in Music asked, what is your favorite part about being a YouTuber / ASMR